Yeah, I'm making vegetable stock in this video. I didn't want to bore y'all with all the prep with the chopping and cutting and slicing and everything, so what I've got in here is all of my onion scraps, and if you can see it, this piece of onion here still has the root end on it. I've got the onion skins, carrots and carrot tops, carrots, celery, celery leaves, onions and onion skins. I got all the good stuff. This has been boiling for a good, 4 hours now. It was almost up to the top, and now it's reduced down to almost half of this pot. Okay, so what I've got here is cheesecloth draped over inside of a large bowl. I'm going to transfer the vegetables into this cheesecloth lined bowl. What I'm going to do now is grind up these vegetables a little at a time in my magic bullet, because I don't have one of those big food processors, so I'm using what I've got. Now it's all pureed. I'm done with the puree, and what it looks like right now is baby shit, but that's okay. And I used the cheesecloth to catch any stragglers from the vegetables. Everything I couldn't get up with a spoon is caught by this cloth. Now the broth itself is clear, or as clear as it's going to get. And it's brown because the onion skins have caramelized. Now I'm going to add more water to it. Now I'm going to bring it back up to a boil. Then I'm going to turn the fire down to about medium, and I'm going to let it simmer for a while. And then I'll strain the puree out of it. Okay, now I'm going to scoop out at least half of this puree and add more water. I probably put too much puree in it in the first place, but that's okay. I'm straining the juice out of this puree, and I have tied this cheesecloth around my kitchen faucet so I don't have to stand here and hold it. Genius, huh? Now, who in the hell said rednecks ain't smart? This is what the puree looks like after it's got most of the moisture squeezed out of it. I'm sure it's still got a lot of moisture in it, but this is going to be a long process. Okay, now I'm going to show y'all something else. What I've got here is a fat strainer. And I'm going to put a coffee filter in it, and I'm going to strain the broth through the coffee filter to get a really clear liquid. And then it goes back on the stove. There's a close-up of what it's doing. It's just straining right through. And look at how clear and pretty that stock is. It's perfect. See, I thought I'd done lost my mind. Okay, so this is how much stock I have left. I'm gonna say it's about 12 cups. I'm gonna add my seasonings to it, and then I'm gonna let it boil for a little bit, and then I'm gonna taste it. My store didn't have any fresh herbs, so I can't do the typical bouquet garni like I'm supposed to. So I had to improvise and use what I had. But that's cooking, right? I can strain it all through a coffee filter again if I need to. It'll be all right. Okay, so I have double filtered my vegetable stock, and I'm left with almost a full gallon of concentrated stock, and that means I need to add water to this and salt. It's heavy on the celery and the carrot, so it needs a little more onion, and I tried seasoning it with onion powder and it didn't work. So anyway, I'll add some more water to it and boil it a little while longer, add some salt, test it, and see if it's going to work as a vegetable stock. I've poured half of that pitcher of stock back into this pot, and I'm adding 4 bottles of water to it. I already added the other 2 bottles, so now I'm adding 2 more. I went ahead and added 2 more bottles of water to this pot, and now I'm going to add some salt to it. You can see it's much lighter. It's not as concentrated. Still needs another handful of salt. And this is kosher salt. Perfect. Two of my handfuls is about a 1/4 cup of salt in this whole pot of stock. It's done simmering. I've taken it off the burner. I'm going to let it cool down, and I'm going to transfer it into one of my water jugs. And don't worry about me not canning it. This stock isn't going to last very long because I got a lot of beans to cook.